Another major revelation out of today's hearing was that the FBI never investigated whether Hillary Clinton lied about her emails in her under oath testimony to Congress. They said no one ever referred that to us. We never looked into whether she lied under oath. Catherine Harris reported on our air last night that this was likely to become a major issue, and our next guest is now calling for a new FBI investigation into that very question. Utah Republican Jason Chaffetz is chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. Great to see you tonight, sir. So you seem surprised that he hadn't investigated that. Have you made the referral now, and do you expect the FBI to launch another investigation?
Well, I didn't know that the FBI needed a permission slip in order to see if somebody lied under oath. I really thought that that was part of the investigation. But if he needs paperwork from the House of Representatives to look at that, then we will certainly give him that. I think Bob Goodlatte, the chairman of Judiciary, Trey Gowdy, myself, a host of other people will get on that letter if that's what he needs.
And where do you see that going? Because they say, look, if she committed perjury in her testimony before the House by saying, I never had anything that was classified, I never sent or received classified information, which we just saw in that exchange, none of that was true. The bar to prove perjury is very high. I think they said 6 times in 60 years has anybody been convicted for perjury or even a related charge. It's really hard to prove in Congress.
Well, again, I just want the FBI to dive into it and look at it. Based on the fact pattern that Director Comey put out there, it's clear that she misled the public. But it's a whole different level when you come to Congress, you raise your right hand and you affirm under oath that what you're saying is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And then the FBI finds that those items are false. There should be a consequence for that as well.
Can you explain why the hearings today were necessary, right? Last night on the air we were talking about how, why don't you just take what you got from Director Comey, all the lies and so on, and go with it? Why rake him over the coals about not taking the extra step?
Well, look, we learned a lot more about this problem and the pervasiveness. You know, the second panel, we actually exposed the fact that these classified emails have such a high classification, not even members of Congress, not even as chairman of the Oversight Committee, do I have the necessary security clearance to look at those. And yet we heard for the very first time from Director Comey that there were up to 10 people that had access to this information. So it's gone beyond just that server. They were now, this classified information in a non-secure setting with people who did not have the adequate security clearances. And
will anything happen to her as a result of this? Forget politics. The voters will decide in November. But what could happen to her because of this?
Well, I mean, literally just a short time ago, the State Department has now announced that they've reopened their investigation, not only to Secretary Clinton, but to the employees within the State Department. We want people to be held accountable, but we also got to fix this because classified information is there for a reason. It puts people's lives in danger. It opens up our nation to severe consequences. And she created this herself. It wasn't Republicans. It wasn't. She did this to herself. She did it to this nation, and we got to go back and try to repair it.
And then when you started looking into it, and the media also did, everyone was dismissed as absurd. Absurd. Congressman Jason Chaffetz, it's always a pleasure. Great to see you.
Thanks, Megyn.